The views and opinions of the following show do not reflect those of WSMN, its owners, and/or associates.
The open road. The freedom of the ride. The power of the machine. Welcome to In the Wind with Wolfmann. The show that brings the motorcycle community together. Road trips, scenic rides, bike nights, charity runs, major rallies, the latest gear, custom bikes, amazing people. Every road has a story. Every rider has a destination, but it's never been about getting there. It's about the ride. This is In the Wind with Wolfmann. Let's ride.
Good morning, Biker Nation. This is In the Wind, and I am your host, the Wolfman. We're coming to you live from WSMN, 1590 AM, 95.3 FM, WSMN.live, Facebook.com/Wolfman with 3 N's, and of course, YouTube at In the Wind Radio. What did you think about my new intro, guys? We had to step it up, change with the times. We had to get things going. I think the other one was getting old and stale, so we made some new ones. And of course, we're going to talk about our sponsors today. We have Nault's Seacoast Indian Motorcycle at 32 Lafayette Road over in Hampton. They're still running their Laconia specials over there. Go over there and buy a bike if you want. Get some new gear. The guys over there are very nice. Tell Scott I sent you. We have Mayhem Inc. over here on West Pearl Street. If you want to get some ink under your skin, go over there. They'll get under your skin. Nashua Bingo, up and running, having a good time over there. Everybody's winning money. They got a beer and wine bar. They also have food there. I love their Turkey Club wraps. They're amazing. Today's weather, look out the window, guys. It's cloudy. We're going to have scattered showers and rain. We're going to have this going on through all the way through Friday. Saturday's going to break up a little bit, and then it's back to rain on Sunday. That's our life up here in New England. But our rally report, looking up. Sturgis is right around the corner, August 7th to the 16th out in Sturgis, South Dakota. That's where you go out there, stay at the Buffalo Chip. It's basically 24-hour partying. Don't forget to go there. July 31st, we have the last day rally at Seacoast Harley-Davidson, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. July 31st, Harley's After Dark, 6 to 9 p.m. in Manchester Harley-Davidson. August, we have Sean Frank's all-dayer, starting at Cycle Gear over on South Willow Street in Manchester, 9 a.m. They're doing a 130-mile scenic ride. Last week, we had Ron Welliver in here, and Welliver. We had Ron Welliver in here last week, and we were talking about his book, First Bruno, Now This. And he's had a little bit of feedback because we know there's two sides to every story. He lived his part. Others, people that he grew up with, lived their part. And here he is today. How you doing, Ron?
I'm doing great, Ray. Thanks for having me back.
So what's going on? I heard you got some feedback on your Facebooks and stuff like that.
A lot of the feedback has basically been pretty good. And there's a few things that I'm not going to entertain any of the negatives, the name calling and the opinions that... So I've decided to make a statement and then leave it at that, if that's okay with you.
That works for me.
All right. Thanks for having me back on the program today, Ray. Before we begin, I need to make a statement. It's important that my readers and your listeners understand the information in my book is based on my life. It is the life of my brother, and everything I've written or spoken is absolutely true. That said, I would like to say that the book has had more positives than I ever thought. Not only was it cathartic at my end, but also it helped numerous others who spoke to me by phone and in person, who were in tears, knowing that they were not alone in their own dysfunction. If my story has helped others face their issues with dignity and a sense of belonging, then it has been a complete success more than any financial gain. In closing, to everyone listening, especially those who have dealt with suicide and a loved one who refuse to take responsibility and grow up, please remember these thoughts. It is not your fault, and you are not alone. Thank you, Ray.
Wow, that was pretty deep there, brother.
Thank you very much.
So we ended the story. Let's do a recap first. We talked about how nice your mom was. She died young. Your father committed suicide.
Yes.
Your brother spent a lot of time in jail, which we're going to get into some of his jail stuff this week, and how you felt growing up. There was dogs in the mix, and we had Bruno, who wound up being buried with your brother.
In the end, I hope that was his ashes, but yes.
Okay, you hope it was his ashes. Who knows? And then we left it hanging on Muggsy. Now Muggsy has a very interesting story too.
Yes, Mugsford. Before Mugsford, there was Ellie, and Ellie stayed with my mother. Of course, she trains the dogs, and then once the dogs train, my brother spoils them. But and then there's a couple other dogs. He picked up strays. He had a heart for animals, I'm telling you. And some of the strays went to cousins or other people. But Mugsford was something special. His nickname was Fudd, called him Muggsy, Muggs, Fudd. And Mugsford turned into the human dog. He would sit in that front seat next to my brother. And I mentioned in the book he looked like a human with a dog head on. But Adi had known to steal things over the years. This is when we were younger. He was probably in his early 20s to mid 20s. And he taught Mugsford to steal. How do you teach a dog? How do you teach a dog to steal? No one could. So he would walk into a Medimart, Stop and Shop, or whatever snack or piece of clothing that he wanted. He'd walk into the store. He'd stop. He'd see a shirt or a bag of Fritos or cigarettes or whatever he wanted. He'd take it down, have the dog sniff it, put the item down. He'd walk outside. Come on, Fudd. Walk outside through the automatic doors. He'd get outside the door. He'd go right by the indoor and he'd look at the dog. He goes, get it. The dog would run through the store, pick up the item that he sniffed, and run out. And that's how my brother ended up getting free stuff without having any consequences.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. What are you going to do? Put the dog in jail?
That's it. And it got to the point where the store manager saw him coming. That guy's coming with the dog. And it was hysterical. It was wrong. But you can't help but laugh.
My grandmother tried to train her dog to pick my grandfather's pocket. Whenever he fell asleep, his wallet would be in his pocket. She tried to train that dog to pick the pocket and take the wallet out. She had a dog growing up because she grew up on a houseboat, or a pirate ship to be exact. And the dog would literally jump in every morning, grab fish, and bring it up for breakfast. She didn't even need to fish. The dog. So dogs are definitely trainable to do just about anything. But who in their right mind would train a dog to steal?
Well, A. Wells did it. Artie Welliver, yeah.
That's very cool. Now, how many other dogs did he have?
After Mugsford, there was Bruno. And Bruno's picture's on the front of the book. It's on the back of the book.
Where can you get the book?
Oh, you can get the book at rosedogbooks.bookstore.com, rosedog.com. Some people get it on Amazon.com. A lot of people have Amazon accounts.
And the name of the book is First Bruno, Now This.
That's right.
It's a very interesting read.
Did we talk about how I got to the title of the book? I forgot what we talked about last week, Ray.
Well, you can touch on it again. I don't remember.
Okay, First Bruno, Now This. My brother went to jail, and I won't get into the indiscretion because we talked about it last week when he stopped at a rest area, put the beer on the hood, started going to the bathroom in front of the state trooper. Anyway.
And said, my brother's a cop, too.
Hey, like it was some, going to bond them together. That's my brother, though. He didn't mean anything by it.
He got bonded with a pair of cuffs.
And, and he got, they ended up getting 6 months in jail. Now, while he was in jail, Bruno was 20 years old. He kept it alive somehow, staggering around the house. And my mother would say, Adi, you need to put the dog down. The dog's suffering. No, the dog's bouncing back. He gave it to his some girl that he was seeing on the side. I don't know who she was, but it was a friend of his. And the girl had 4 kids. And he was his girlfriend. She was still married. He was friends with the husband. And I don't know how all that works, but he was in jail at the time at the Bill Ricker House of Correction. And the lady called my mother and says, Claire, I can't take care of this dog. She goes, you got to do what you got to do. I'll pay for it. She put the dog down, and of course, my brother was devastated. Bruno was gone. And it took about 3 months, a lifetime of stress on my mother, dealing with juvenile hijinks right till he was 60 years old. And her health was not good, and she passed suddenly. So I went to jail down the Barica House of Correction to tell him that our mother was gone. And he came to the room. What's going on? Why are you here? I go, Adi, I'm sorry, but Ma's gone. First words out of his mouth, First Bruno, Now This.
And that's how you came up with the name.
I said, if I write, I left with my wife, Sue, and I left the jail. I go, people are telling me, you got to write this down. You got to write a book. I said, if I ever write a book, that's going to be the title. And that's the title of the book.
Now we know the backstory, or they call it the origin story in the superhero world.
The origin of the story. Yes.
Now, you told me something about a mannequin.
Well, the mannequin didn't make the book only because when I was writing it, I forgot about it. I made notes over the years. I couldn't find it. I just forgot about it. Well, he, you know how these stores, they put mannequins out on the sidewalk
Mm-hmm.
and they put a jacket on it or whatever. But to me, my brother, that's fresh meat. An easy
Free
steal.
stuff.
Grab it, throw it in the car, you're gone.
Freebie.
Well, they had an interesting thing. See, at the school, we hung around at the corners. Moynihan Park, across the street was Roosevelt Elementary School, where I went to elementary school up to 4th grade. And there's a picture of the school where they parked the buses in the book. But in the school is 2 stories high on the street side. And they would climb up to the roof, do stuff on the roof, throw stuff off, whatever. Well, Artie came up with a great idea. So they climbed up the top of the roof, threw the mannequin up there. Rest of the guys, now I was more like 15 years old, so I was kind of just an observer, watched what these kids are doing. They're on the top of the roof with the mannequin, dressed up, put a shirt on and a jacket, looked like a real person.
Yeah.
And as cars would come up the hill, some of the guys would cooperate. They'd point to the roof. Oh, my God, they point to the roof. And the people in the car would slow down and look up, and they see my brother, and there was a few other guys up there. Looked like they were beating the heck out of somebody, choking it. And then they would throw it off the roof. And people were horrified, riding up the hill, thinking that they just witnessed a murder.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and
But it's all good. It's only
then
a
the cops
practical
would come,
joke.
they get rid of the mannequin, they do it again, before the mannequin was all smashed to smithereens, and that was the end of that. But that's a little thing they did, and he was probably 20 years old and still doing it.
It's all a practical joke. It was good. Today,
Hijinks.
Today that would go viral and make you $1 million.
Oh, yeah, that's right, it would.
We got a nice high roof here down in the WSM studios. We could do something off the roof here. That'd be funny.
I can imagine the cops getting the call. What now? Oh, here we go again.
It's the Wolfman and Ron.
That's right.
Now, your brother worked a lot of scams to make money. And we touched on the sneaker scam last week.
Did we touch on the sneaker scam?
I brought it up, and I think we at the very end of the show, and we never got into it because I think he got screwed over on this one.
Well, yeah, he didn't make any money on this one, and this was told to me directly by him. And whether it's the truth or not, hey, he told me. It's in the book. And he was always working on some angle with somebody that he knew, and there's no honor among thieves, and that's the name of the chapter.
The credit card scam with the mailman.
We got into that, I believe.
We did.
Yes, we did.
And how that guy he never got ratted on. Your brother did the time for that.
Yes, he did.
Which, growing up in Dorchester, you never told on your buddies. You never ratted. You see kids today doing it like crazy. Yeah, it was my mom. You see them doing it like crazy now. They don't own up to the responsibility. When I was growing up, if you guys did something with with some of your buddies, and you're the only one who got caught, you're the only one who took the blame. Period. You never turn on your friends.
There's a few, and I'll get into the sneakers in a minute. But back when he was probably a 16, 17-year-old teenager, maybe even 15. I don't know. It's so long ago. But he found a way to break into a liquor store, and he grabbed all the 7 and 8-year-old kids on the street, the younger kids, maybe 8, 9 years younger, 5 years, whatever it was. And he goes, hey, the owner wants me to get some of this stuff out there, so just pass it out to me. Oh, yeah. So he got a bunch of booze. They all passed it out. And he told them, he goes, now, if the cops do come, they're not going to understand. We all go different ways, and if they catch you, you never say a word. And they passed the booze out to him, hard stuff. I mean, drinking hard stuff at that. I mean, hard stuff is not good. And he got all the booze in his car, took off. The cops ended up coming. Everybody ran different ways. Nobody got caught. And he hid the booze in a little place, wooded area next to the Stop and Shop that they nicknamed Vietnam. And that's where they hid all the booze. And this scam was, he got a line on some guy. Goes, hey, you looking to make some money? He goes, I got some defective sneakers and they got them stacked in the back of the warehouse. I can get them out to you. He goes, just give me, it's like 20 or 30 pairs. You can sell them for 40, 50. They're $100 sneakers at the time, or $50 sneakers. He goes, just give me $100 and I'll send them out to you. You can make double that money. And he goes, oh my God. So he met the guy at 11 o'clock at night. The guy threw the box over the fence. He took it, threw it in his car, took off after he paid the guy the $100. Gets home, he opens the box. They're all left feet. Can't sell them. They're on. There's honor among thieves, Ray. Never saw the guy again. Can't find him. That was the end of that. Anyway.
So he got a whole bunch of left-footed shoes.
Yeah, and
probably the displays. If you ever go to a shoe store, there's only one shoe on the wall. So they probably redid the whole line, and here you go. I'll sell them all.
Yeah, they're afraid of thefts, and I think sometimes they do come in defective, and that's what happens.
Relationships. Now, there was one woman you touched on in the book. I don't remember her name. That was always there for Artie. I forget her name. She was the one that you didn't like. I know that much. Oh, no honor amongst thieves.
Yeah, that's one of the name of the chapters.
Was that the same girl that he gave was it Muggsy to or Bruno to? Bruno to.
I did not know her name. I knew she had a substance abuse problem.
Yeah,
she would call the house. I was at my mother's house one time. I'm not sure if I was living there. I was already gone. But and she was really drunk, swearing at my mother. And I go, Ma, do not deal with this. Don't ever talk to my mother like that. I was furious. So, she's got a problem. She needs to vent about your brother and this and that. And yeah, he ended up going up there all the times. He borrowed money off her husband. Now they're friends supposedly, and he called him his girlfriend. I go, how is your girlfriend? She's got 4 kids. She's still married. She's a drug addict and alcoholic. And I just said, what are you getting out of this relationship? When I picked him up at jail in Billerica House of Correction when he got out after our mother died, and I wanted to drive him back to his halfway house down in the Malden, Boston area, and he kept looking. Well, I think she's coming to get me. I go, Adi, you got out at 10 o'clock. It's now 10:30. I said, I'm not going to be here all day. Well, I don't know where she is. Let me borrow your phone. I'll call her. Oh, she got a flat tire in Chelmsford. I go, Adi, Chelmsford's not even on the way here. I go, she's lying to you.
Yep.
I go, this is. So I end up driving him to Malden, and it's a funny story. We're going to the halfway house. He's out on parole, and not just for DWI. There was other charges, and plus the fact that he's out on bail for something else, and he's got suspended licenses, and he never pays his fines or anything. So he had to put up cash bail, and so we're driving to Malden to the halfway house, and he goes, I gotta get some gas. And I pulled into the gas station. I got to go to the bathroom. And all there was in the gas station was a little hut about the size of this room we're in now, Ray. And because there are no cash more than $500 here, so they don't want to get robbed. They don't have a men's and women's room. It's not a bathroom place. They're not selling things.
Yeah, it's just like a gas kiosk.
I
remember those back in the. I actually worked at one of those back in the 80s.
Yeah,
that's where I met Robert York.
Yeah,
in Watertown when he was doing. Was it Spencer for Hire?
Yeah, Spencer for Hire, right.
I saw 4 of the same exact Mustangs pulling, and I'm like, oh, my God, these are the same cars that are on Spencer for Hire. And the guy in the first car was Robert York driving it in. I met him there.
Well, he might have been at the gas station at this time because I got to go to the bathroom. I go, we'll be at the halfway house, Adi, in 15 minutes. I got to go. So he walks through the gas station right in the open at the middle of the day and starts urinating in the parking lot. It rolls down, and there was a Mustang there, or an expensive car, and the urine rolls into the tires. I go, what are you doing? You're out on bail. You're on parole. Stop this.
He had a problem with that. Was he out on parole for the violation with the cop in the rest area?
I don't know. They all run in together, Ray, and I don't know.
It's a big blur.
It's a big blur, exactly. Well, and so I dropped him off at the halfway house. He got the rules from the people. I helped move his stuff up to the room. And he goes, yeah, I'm not staying here. I'm like, you have to stay here. You're on parole. And I left him there, and of course he didn't stay.
Now, did any of his crimes surprise you? Was there one that just stood out and you were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did something like that"?
Some of the thefts he did, and I think he did it for attention. People, they loved him. Everybody, all his friends loved him. Even in the '60s, they always ask how he's doing, and sometimes I'd roll my eyes and they go, "Oh, yeah."
He's in jail again.
And yeah, whatever he's in trouble for, and I forget where I was going with that. Ray. I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent. But what was the question again?
Was there any of the crimes that he did surprise you?
There was a
one
big High
standout.
Park, like the sign they have right down the street here in Nashua. Family Days or these. They had a big High Park sign across from building to building. Somehow, he stole that sign and he put it up between the park where we hung around and the school across the street, and it hung right across Wakefield Avenue. And it was like he was legendary. And then the Moose Club. He'd been eyeing that moose for a few years now. There's a moose club in Dedham.
He did not steal the moose.
The moose.
He stole the big moose out in front of the moose club.
And it was hanging from above the door. I mean, the thing was, stole the moose club. The moose, this is back in the 80s, so he's in his late 20s at this point, still doing this stuff. And supposedly there was some, tough guys from Reedville. Word got out that he's involved because he likes to talk about it and make people laughing about it. I think the moose ended up in the basement of my house, but I wasn't there at the time. My mother was furious. I think there was some search warrants done that my mother didn't want to tell me about, and they never caught up with him. At least the people from Reedville did, and I'm not sure if the cops did or not, but they when they did the search warrants, there was so much stolen stuff downstairs. Signs, tools, moose heads, God knows what else is down there.
Now, he also had an infatuation with firearms.
Yes, he did.
And I remember reading in the book, he made a target practice in the basement.
It's funny, when you're growing up, he somehow got into guns, and I don't know why. And yeah, he had a friend.
Because guns are fun.
He nicknamed him the Gunman. I was a cop for 31 years. I hated guns. My gun never left my locker. I just don't. That was just me though. And he was infatuated with him. And he down cellar. Now back in those houses in Hyde Park, you got the basement drilled out of stone all around the sides, and the roof is made of 2x4s, old pieces of wood, solid houses, but. And
most of them are still standing today because that's how homes were built back then.
Yes, it's my house, my mother's, and the house I grew up in is still there.
What was it? A stone wall, a stone foundation with a dirt floor, and yeah, okay. So back.
And my grandmother grew up in that house, and we almost lost it. I don't know if I get into that.
You did
when you got out on bail, but I never forgave him for that. But anyway, we'd be downstairs, and first thing in the morning, he's been up all night. God knows what he's doing down. 22 bullets bouncing around, and they never made it to the kitchen, and it was just commonplace. He just loved it. He had a friend he called Gunman. Yeah, I'm going to see Gunman. Where they go out and shoot in the woods. The guy lives somewhere in northern, towards New Hampshire, Peabody, or off 90. I'm not sure where he met this guy, and he was fascinated in guns. As a matter of fact, when I got in a kid picked a fight with me when I was in college, and it's funny. It was a brawl in the middle of the street, and the kid was bigger than me, and I held my own, but he got the better of it, and that was the end of it. And the cops came. It was all broken up. There was people in the street, and he found out about it because there was guys that come up from Hyde Park to visit me. Kevin McGill ended up being a Boston cop. Larry McDonald, Kevin Kelly was there. A bunch of other guys, my roommates, and a bunch of people from Salem State, and I had some bite marks on my back, and I gave him a few bite marks. One of those brawls. It was real nasty, and he found out about it because I went home. I took my shirt off. My mother says, "Oh my God, what happened to your back?" I'm like, I got in a fight. What are you fighting for? And I'm like, Ma, the guy walked in, accused me of stealing beer. I said, "Look, I didn't steal a beer. You're welcome to have one of mine. I just got there." He goes, "You should have told him to go to hell." I go, "I did, and that's when he hit me." So anyway, he found out about it, and he goes, "Nobody bites my brother." He was loyal. He goes, I'm coming up there. What's this guy's name? Where does he live? I'm gonna shoot him. He said he's gonna shoot him, and I had no doubt that he wouldn't have. And I said, and it's funny, I had bumped into the guy like 4 or 5 days later, before my brother had called me, and I saw him in the street, and I had a couple of friends with him. They go, hey, there's the guy you fought. He goes, look what we got in the car. I'm like, hey guys, you want to fight him again? The guy's like 220 pounds, and I'm 160. You go out and give him a hard time. So he goes, look what we got here. And the kid reached out. He goes, hey, nice fight. Shook my hand.
You know,
I go, what'd you get so mad for? He goes, I was drunk. And but my brother had called me, and I go, look, Artie, we shook hands. It's over. Do not come up here, especially with a gun. No. And he didn't. And
so he had enough respect for you to, listen to your wishes.
I'm not sure about that, but he listened to that time. Well, by the time 2 weeks went by anyway, there was an accidental shooting in Hyde Park with that very same gun that was thrown, and he gave it to a friend and threw it in the river, and then he ended up doing time for that. So,
oh, he got caught on that one?
Without getting into names, there was a juvenile involved. She shot my brother's friend, killed him by accident. It was an accidental thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother took the gun, kicked the door there into the Ross's house on Wakefield Ave, told him to call an ambulance, ran down, got a hold of another friend. I know who he is. And if he ever does listen, if he ever sobers up enough to listen to this, he knows who I know who it is, who got rid of the gun. Long story short, he took he told the juvenile, he goes, look, testify against me, I'll do the time. And he did. He just took a year in jail automatically. One of the first times he did a year for mandatory gun law.
What jails were in? Back then they had Deer Island. What were they? The Concord MCI.
Plymouth House of Correction.
Plymouth House of Correction.
Shirley.
That's still there.
And
Concord's gone. I want to take Concord.
I visited him at all those jails over the years. All of them. Cedar Junction.
Cedar Junction.
Cedar been out there.
Concord MCI has been closed down for about a year now, and it's empty. I want to buy it. I want to turn it into the zombie paintball apocalypse.
You know what? The way your show's going, you might be able to afford it in about 9-10 months, Ray.
I could only hope.
Wolfmann.
Anybody want to support me on a new business adventure that's going to make a fortune, especially with Halloween around the corner? We need to buy Concord MCI prison. Because you could turn that into like hell on earth with zombies, and you get paintballs and you just go out and shoot zombies for the whole day. And you could spend a day in that place. The place is huge. And you could charge a pretty good premium.
Yeah, I remember I visited him once. It was he was in Shirley, and there was some murders, and that back end of their time, it was like a minimum security prison. People there for 6 to 8 months, and so I come in to visit him. He goes, "Hey, if anybody asks, you're in the military." I told everybody in the military. I go, "Why?"
Because you don't want.
I don't find out you were a cop.
I'm dead. Yep.
He goes, They might tack you, and I might be dead. I go, but they're minimum security. They're getting out. I go, they don't care. He said they don't care.
Okay, this is the time in the show I stop and thank my listeners for listening. We have Mama Wolfmann, who tunes in every week, my biggest fan. We have Kelly. We have Dan. I don't know who Cam is and Walter is. Guys, we got a couple new listeners, and that's cool, man. I like having new listeners, and hopefully they'll tune in every week and like the show.
I hope so. You might get me as a new listener, Ray. I'll be on next week. Listening anyway.
Ray's pen. He even says it on it. So, while he was in jail, he missed his father's funeral, Bruno's funeral. Was he in jail for Mom?
Yeah.
So he missed
in
everybody's
jail. My
funeral.
father committed suicide in 1981, and my poor mother was a basket case. My brother's in jail for God knows what at the time. I think he's doing federal time at that point. My father committed suicide, and I come down with my wife and took care of everything. I went to the house to clean things out, to donate to the Pine Street Inn in Boston, and I saw where he hung himself in the closet. It's like he was kneeling down. All he had to do was stand up. He was no doubt in his mind. And so we had the funeral. He got a couple of guards to bring him down to the funeral down in Hyde Park, next to across the street from Old Precious Blood Church. And did his time in jail, got out and started more hijinks. And there was a couple of things in the 80s that after that he got away with. One of them some lawyer found an illegal search on all the stolen property he had, but that's a whole nother issue, Ray. But anyway, fast forward years later, when our mother passed away, he was in jail which led up to it. I think we talked about that. So in a year afterwards, I said, you know what? My brother was in jail for my father's funeral. He was in jail for my mother's. I'm going to do a 1-year anniversary and honor her at the gravesite with my mother's friends and a few other people that are important to her. And I wanted him to be there. And I had a reading and I had music. And of course, he's in the halfway house at the time. And he goes, I can't stand it in here. The people are ripping me off. I go, you don't have anything. What possibly are they ripping off from you? Who is ripping off who, Ray? That's my question. He doesn't like being told what to do. He never liked being told what to do by a boss, a parent, or any person of
authority.
Thank you, Ray, for that.
I put words in people's mouths.
So he walked out of the halfway house, walking around. Newfound freedom. It's wintertime, and this is great. I'm out. What am I going to do now? Let's look up the old friends, and he hits a patch of ice. Up he goes, lands on his ankle, and snaps it in half. Oh, yeah. Goes, now this is the...
Karma.
Yeah, he goes to the hospital. The ambulance comes. It's right on a grate in the middle of the street. Goes in the hospital. He's got mass health, so it's immediate surgery. Didn't have to wait too long. He's in the... hospital. I have the memorial all planned, so at least he could make mother's 1-year memorial of her passing. And I went down to see him the day before the memorial. I was with my buddy Kid Fid, Mark Fiddler, who's now passed away. And I go to the hospital. I'm like, yeah, what room is Artie Welliver in? Excuse me, I'm not sure I can. I go, look, I'm here to see my brother. I'm family. I can see him. And she's all nervous. I go, where's my brother? I can't give you that information. I go, what? What is going on here? I want to see your supervisor. The supervisor comes out. Yes, I'm sorry. I can't give any information. I go, what do you mean you can't give me information? Well, it's family only. I go, I'm his brother. Here's my ID. I go, did he pass away or something? No. The police came and took him away. The parole board violated his parole.
Oh, my God.
He's going back.
In the hospital.
He's going back to Barica County. So I did the memorial without him.
Did he ever straighten out?
He slowed down in his older age, but his day started at 11 o'clock at night. I mean, nothing good happens after midnight, as you know, Ray.
I say that to my wife all the time.
Yeah. It's one of the mottos we had when I was a cop, and even growing up. So, yeah, he was still dabbling in drugs. I mean, he wasn't a big deal. Don't get me wrong. I found journals that there was so-and-so owes him an 80 and a 30, which is slang for opioid pills and things like that. And so I owe him this, he owes me that. And he was still involved in small stuff like that. And he was delivering drugs to friends. And why, I don't know. But
Now he got involved with some really hard, I know you touched on in the book, you couldn't say names, but hard, like big criminal elements. We're not going to say names. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, the part of the family.
Were they from South Boston by any chance?
They could be.
No, and he was infatuated. I mean, he had great friends. They all were involved in hijinks, juvenile hijinks growing up. They found a nice girl. They married, settled down, got jobs, careers. He never grew up. For some reason, he was fascinated with the mob guys. And he claimed to know a few of them. A few of them have written books about their association with the Irish mob. And he was a small player. I mean, I think we touched on the credit cards with the South Boston postman, and that got him in real big trouble with them because when he got arrested, I mean, he flashed the cards.
They weren't getting their cut.
Maybe not. Maybe they were, but when he got arrested, the cut's not coming anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Warnings were sent out. don't talk. They didn't have to tell him that.
That-
He's
that
not
was
going
the
to talk.
car-
He'll do the time.
That was the car being shot up.
Yeah, the car being shot up in front of the house. I wasn't moved out at the time. I was still living at home, and you hear the what was that? And yeah, you got the car shot up in front of the house. You better stop whatever the hell you're doing, was what my mother said.
Mama.
And
Did she give him 5 across the eyes?
yeah, there's a few of that going on, but that didn't work. Nothing worked with him.
What was life like daily in that household?
Put it this way, Ray. I graduated high school at 17. They sent me to school young, and I couldn't wait to go to college.
To get out of the
I
house.
got out of the house. I was out of the house by 17. I came home in the summer to work. I always worked. I even had a job in college working for my landlord or whatever what I was doing. And what was like
And it
every morning, he had to get up to work. If he had a job, if he didn't have a job, he worked for the laborers union. And my mother, if she didn't buy the union dues at Christmas every year, he wouldn't have the dues and he wouldn't go to work. And she had faith. Get him out to work, get him working, get him on his own, get him on his feet.
But all
It
his
started
all his money went to alcohol and drugs because Mom paid his bills.
all his bills every morning. Right, same thing happens every day. I'd have to be in work by like say 9 o'clock. So I get up 7:30. We had no shower. We take a bath, get ready, get some breakfast, and off we go. And he had to be at work at I think the Union Hall. They had to be there by 7:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. And it would start at 4:45. My mother would get up early at 4:30, get her coffee, and Artie, you got to get up. I gotta just, Artie. And it would go on for hours, every single day, to the point where now I'm up early, and I'd go in there and start yelling, and we'd almost go at it. He was never violent with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't wait to get my bath and get out of here early and go eat breakfast at work or something. I'm not talking a couple of times every single day. And can you imagine living in a house like that? My father's in a coma in the other room. If he was at home at all, he didn't help out.
And Mom was busy coddling him because
I wouldn't say coddling,
Well,
Ray. She wanted him to be a success. God bless her.
all mothers want the kids to be a success, and sometimes I think they just overplay their hand. Sometimes you just got to throw them out the door. Okay, you're 40, get out.
Well, she did that to my father. No, and it was, she took years and years of drinking himself into a coma. And then finally she just went to an Al-Anon meeting and then realized what she is. She's
And then
an enabler maybe, but yeah, but a victim too. You don't enable it anymore. And you know what? She threw all his clothes out the window. Get out.
that's what they used to do in the old days.
She did it, and God bless her.
And for people who don't know what Al-Anon is, it's for people that struggle with people who have addictions. So that helps them cope with it. And speaking of coping skills, how did you cope with all this? What was your outlet?
Baseball.
Baseball?
Baseball and football. Yeah,
Red Sox?
Those are my sports.
Red Sox, Pats?
My playing, and I didn't play obviously at that level, but oh God, yeah, Patriots, Red Sox fan. I worked at Fenway Park, and I hustled for my money. We were on percentages, and plus the guys I grew up with, and they're mentioned, and all the nicknames are in the book. We played Little League. The one guy, Bob Mazzoni, I played Little League, high school, and college with him. And he actually got me into Salem State and suggested I go there, that it would be a good fit for me. And that's where I went to play baseball. But if we weren't playing organized baseball, Little League, we had games on the street. We played hide the belt. We played hide and seek. Even as teenagers, we played hide and seek at the school. We had run around and we'd play three flies out against the curb. We'd play.
We used to play that in Dorchester. You take a tennis ball,
yeah,
flop it off your steps in your house,
yeah,
and people behind you would have to try to catch it to get you out.
Yep, and we played baseball that way, and we used baseball rules for three flies out.
Yep.
And we played street hockey, basketball, nonstop. That's what I did. And was I coping? I just love what I was doing. I'm out of the house. I'm doing my thing. And back then, you come home, just be home for supper. You'd hear, Ronnie, it's supper time.
And then after dinner, the yelling would start. Actually, over dinner table, the yelling would start, right?
No, it wasn't like that at all, Ray. that was funny about that because dinner was you grab your plate, you go into the living room and put it on and watch TV. And my father wasn't home or he had sold cars, so he worked late and he wasn't there for dinner. Nobody ever said, sit down, tell me about your day.
Stop banging on my table. You
Oh,
keep
sorry
moving
about that.
my
Right?
mic.
So dinner wasn't like that. No.
Yeah.
And if my brother was at home, he grabbed his plate, went to his room. And I remember one Thanksgiving, we'd all sit at the table in the dining room. We'd use the good china and things. And my kids were little. And I'll never forget this. He stayed up in that room, sleeping it off, or whatever he was doing. Dinner would happen like 2 p.m. maybe, because I was playing football in high school, so dinner would always be after the game, and later on in the afternoon. And then after that, it was usually 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So now I got kids. I'm not living at home. Where's Artie? Oh, he's upstairs in his room. Okay, go get him for dinner. Artie, dinner. Oh, he come down, dinner. Now my kids at 3 and 5. My oldest is Amy. He would come down, eat, put his plate down, up back to his room. My daughter looked at me and goes, "Who's that guy?" And
That's your
it's
uncle.
funny you laugh. My mother and grandmother would laugh. And I'm like, wait a minute. What the heck is wrong with my family? I'm like, because I would go when I met my wife, and I'd go over there for dinner. And her 3 brothers, her mother and father, sitting at the table, having, dinner conversation. Dinner's over. I'm done eating. I'm uncomfortable. It was sitting at a table. Now they sit there. The 2 parents, good people, have their cigarette, which bothered me because there's chimneys in my house. I couldn't wait to get away from it. I'm not a
Yeah.
smoker, Ray. I'm sorry, Wolfman.
That's
why I don't sit in your truck before these.
That's what us Bostonians are like.
Yep. Anyway, and I was uncomfortable sitting at the table having to talk. I didn't do that.
No, this thing is loose.
And
and it's making noise, so we'll just aim the mic differently. There we go.
I learned from my wife and her family that sitting at the table is an important time. And I
Yeah.
learned from my kids when they were growing up, don't ask so many questions. If they're talking, just shut up and let them talk because they'll clam up, especially as they become teenagers.
Right.
Because I clammed up. My mother always said,
Just,
what did you do? Nothing. Who'd you be with? Nobody. Did you have a good time? Oh, yeah.
Well, we got 2 more people that just showed up. Chief from the American Legion Riders and Troy Saunders. Good morning, guys.
Morning, guys.
Troy Saunders is one of Nashua's finest firefighters. He's my boy.
God bless firemen.
so-
Everybody loves firemen.
First, Bruno, now this.
Yes.
Go get this book. It's a quick read for people who read quickly, not for me. I read at a snail's pace. Where can they get that?
rosedogbooks.com. Go Rose Dog Bookstore or Amazon Bookstore.
Now for the big question. If you could tell your if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Wow. We all make mistakes growing up, Ray.
Not me. I'm perfect.
And
Wolfman is. Ray, not so much.
I would tell him, go sit down with your brother, go out, talk to him, and try to make things right and tell him what he's doing to our mother. And I never got a chance to do that. And now, if I did it young, would he ever listen to me? I was the little brother. He called me little brother, but I was like the big brother because he would always call me when he's upset. Sometimes when he's might have overdosed, he called me once. I feel weird. What'd you take? What did you take? I'd call an ambulance, but he would call me, and I never had a big brother that would take me when I'm upset. When my friend drowned, and I was with him, and nobody put it. I don't know what he was doing. No, he didn't care. Nobody put it. I could have used a big brother then. I could have used a big brother at other times in my life when I needed advice. I got my advice from my buddies in the street. Sometimes they were wrong, and I did stupid things. And thank God for my friends. If it wasn't for my friends, I don't know where I would have been. And we grew up in heaven. My friend Pete Moynihan quoted that one. Yeah, there was trouble. There was people you had to watch out for, and I had to fight. But you know what? There's always something to do and always a parent involved and to coach us in Little League or coach us in football and all the organized sports.
It takes a village.
Yeah.
It takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah, and we had some great parents on my street. And it's funny, nobody knew that my father committed suicide. I denied it. If they call, hey, he died of a heart failure, and I was embarrassed. You don't have to be embarrassed, Ray, because it was not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people can get out of this book. Nothing is your fault if you live with dysfunction. And some of my friends that read this book, they bought one and passed it around. God bless them. And they never knew. I only told one friend that what the real reason was, how he died.
How would you define a healthy family now?
2 parents, talk to your kids, watch who they hang around with, and be involved with them. That's all. Show up at their things, whatever they're doing, sports. And my daughters were cheerleaders. They had other things they're involved in. Now my granddaughter's a dancer, and the other ones are involved in road running. And I try to be there of all I can. They're grandkids now, but be involved with them. Take an interest in what they're interested in. And
because if you leave them to their own devices, they're going to be going. They could go the wrong way.
You could go the wrong way. I could have went the wrong way. Thank God I met my wife when I did.
How long you been married?
47 years this year.
Ooh, you're an old man, ain't you?
I got married young, but I'm still an old man. I'm not questioning that.
Now, what is your advice to people who live in a situation like this where their parents are dysfunctional, the brothers are dysfunctional? What is your advice to them?
Try the best you can to help them. If you can't, get out, start on your own, be a success, and be successful.
Do you ever give up?
Never give up. Work hard. To give up on the family member?
Yeah.
They're always going to be a part of you. I didn't give up on my brother, but I guess I kind of did because it was just so much nonstop. I'm busy. I'm working 100 hours a week. I'm raising 2 kids. I don't have time to go bail them out.
And babysit.
And babysit them and, stay in jail. You know?
Just stay there, man. You got a room already. Don't worry about it.
And there's a lot of stories. I know we're getting near the end of the time. We didn't touch on. If you want to see the rest of the stories, they're in the book.
Yeah.
The mannequin isn't there.
I purposely left a lot of this out so they do get the book.
Did we talk about the Marines when he got out of the Marines?
No, go quick.
Okay, real quick.
You got 2 minutes.
The book says he got in a fight with the DI.
Which is long.
Well,
you get time. Don't try to
He
rush
sent me a letter. Whatever you do when you get out of high school, don't join the Marine Corps. My mother thought it'd be great, him going to the Marine Corps, to make a man out of him, give him discipline. Well, he couldn't stand the Marine Corps. And the story was they picked a fight with the DI because back then they were tough, and they're still tough. But they'll beat the hell out of you without even thinking twice about it. So he figured it out. Now, I found this out. This is not in the book. The fact that he got out and picked a fight with the DI is in the book. What I found out was we have letters that he sent to his friends that they saved. He took a number 2 sharp pencil, popped his eardrum, went outside after the barracks in formation, picked a fight with the DI, did something to aggravate him, and fought him. And the guy beat the hell out of him, went to the infirmary. They find out, they go, oh, my God. He punctured his eardrum from getting beat up by the sergeant. They go, tell you what we're going to do, kid. We'll give you an honorable discharge if you just get out. He goes, take it. I got it. And he got an honorable discharge.
Just because he poked his own ear.
Yeah.
That had to be painful.
Had to be painful. His friend ended up being joined and went to Vietnam and was in the woods in the jungle for a year. Did he save his own life by doing that? I don't know.
Well, a lot of boys didn't get back from Vietnam.
That's right. There's a few of them from Hyde Park, too.
A lot of them from Boston.
Yep.
I think my uncle was in Vietnam, and he made it back, which is good. And we feel bad for those who didn't, and what the government didn't do to go get them.
Yes. I always shake hands. At the place we work, I see a Vietnam veteran.
The place that shall remain nameless.
I shake hands with them. Thank you very much. How are you? What's your name? How you doing?
Absolutely.
Were you in the military? No, I was just a cop. Hey.
Well, and on that note, we just have the end of the show just come up. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Tune in again next week. We're going to have Scott from Indian Motorcycles. See you then.